Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Well, happy Sunday night, and condolences to the Challenger crew. Today marks 37 years since the Challenger disaster. Bismuth is probably used in space flight, certainly for radiation shielding, among other things. And some more bismuth art tonight. Now, I still remember the very first crystal that I made 6 months ago. It was very small. It was similar to one of those, but much smaller. And then I poured a pyramid crystal, or a pyramid mold out with graphite. Here's the mold of it. This is the old one. This one is has a lot of chips in it. I use a different one now, but I kept the mold because it's great for as a lid for other molds. And at first it was a curiosity. Actually, the only reason I started doing bismuth art was I was looking at the prices of different metals versus their rarity, and bismuth just stuck out like a sore thumb with how rare it is and how cheap it is. Right next door to it you got lead, which is much more common, but barely a little bit cheaper. And then you got gold, which is just a little bit rarer than bismuth, and bismuth is much cheaper than gold. And it just didn't make any sense to me, and it made me want to buy a 10-pound bar of bismuth. And once I got it, I realized that I could make art out of it, and that's how it got started. Didn't sell anything until 3 months in. I was at an art show a friend had recommended that I go to. And I sold, the very first thing I sold was actually one of the pyramid molds. I got $45 for it, actually. And then the second art show I went to, I made north of $200. And then I started selling art at a consignment shop as well. Now, something really interesting happened after I started making a side income out of bismuth. Obviously, I didn't quite make enough to live off of it, and even if I did, I wouldn't quit my day job necessarily, unless I was making so much that I wanted to devote more time into it. But I wouldn't necessarily quit my day job, and here's why. Something interesting happened at my job. The dynamics, the power dynamics really changed after I started making bank with the bismuth. I actually started speaking up for myself a lot more. I have one student who's a big troublemaker, and it's not just that he causes trouble, but he harasses me and some of the other tutors, and a lot of the tutors don't actually want to work with him anymore. And I find that I've been able to speak up for myself a lot more. And actually, I told my center director that maybe we need the student and I need a little bit of a timeout because of some remarks that he made about my differences in life and all that, inappropriate remarks and some sexual remarks that he had made. And I was able to do that. In the past, I would have put up with it. And also, I find that I've been not putting up with a lot of things that have been going on at the center that are not necessarily fair. I hate to say it on here, but so for example, a couple nights ago, I was working when the Peter Schiff show was a new episode of the Peter Schiff show was uploaded, and the students have a lot of things that they need to do independently anyhow, and so in between tasks with the students, I found myself turning on the Peter Schiff show and just kind of chilling out there. And in fact, the student asked me what I was watching, and I said it was, well, I wanted to say it was the Peter Shit show, so I made it sound like I was saying the Peter Schiff show, and made it sound like it might be shit show. And so that's the kind of behavior, just really relaxing. Oh, the other problem I have at my desk is that I wish we had standing desks. When it looks really awkward to stand at the desk, and I really want to stand from time to time, and I find I've just been doing it anyway, because if it's awkward, so be it. I'm here to have a good time. And it's really changed the power dynamics of work. And that's why I think everybody should have a hobby that they can kind of monetize a little bit. Now, there's a second hobby of mine that I hope to monetize this year. I hate to say it on here because I don't know if I'll make it, but if I can monetize that one, again, I'll probably still keep my day job unless both of these things are so productive that I want to devote more time into it. But it will really, really, really change the power dynamics of how work belongs in my life. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum, 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum, 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 bum.